Hello, friends. If you don't already know me, my name is Juliana, also known as the Loopy Lady. In this video, we are going to be taking care of some of my custom orders that I received while at my last market. I ended up getting 3 different custom orders with 7 items, so I have quite a bit to do before I can start market prepping for my next market on March 28th. So today is February 16th. It's Monday. I have today off, so we got our cleaning done and our chores done, and we ate and have full bellies, and now I'm gonna get to work on some custom orders. So first thing I'm going to start with today is the mermaid beanie. This is the Karen macchiato cake. It's a size 5 yarn and it's in the colorway Atomic Aqua. I'm probably going to use a 5mm hook. It's a 5 weight, but it's super squishy and it's pretty thin for a 5, so I don't need to use that big of a hook for this. They ordered a skull cap fit beanie, so I don't want to make it too long when I do my initial chain. Also, a part of this order, I need to make 5 golf club covers, and they want camo yarn. So I do need to buy that because I do have like a little cake of camo yarn, but it's definitely not going to be enough for 5 golf club covers. Can never say that word or that sentence. I looked on Michael's and they only sell it in an 8-pack. And the only camo yarn that I could find is Red Heart, which I'm not a huge fan of Red Heart yarn. But Michael's only had an 8-pack. I'm not going to do that. It's like $40 for that. No, thank you. I don't need that much camo yarn. So I did see that Walmart had the camo yarn, so I'm probably going to have to order it from there. But for now, I'm going to start on the beanie, and hopefully I'll be able to get that finished today. I should be able to. I have a couple more hours to be able to work on this, so I don't see why I can't get it done today. Hoping to get most of my custom orders done in February, so that way in March I can prep for the market at the end of March. Alright guys, I finished the skull cap beanie in the mermaid yarn. I think it looks really good and it hits above the ears like they wanted. So it's super cute. I still love this yarn so much even though I'm trying to get rid of it. It's so pretty and it's like super light and comfortable. So we can now cross this off of our custom order list. So we have a total of 20 items to make for custom orders. So now we can cross 1 out of 20 off the list. So next I'm going to probably move on to one of the plushies for my original order that I got a couple weeks ago. This order doesn't need to be done until Easter, but I would like to get it to them at least the week before Easter. My goal is to get it done by March 22nd. So I have about a month to get the 3 plushies done, plenty of time. But I think I'm going to start on the goose plushie because I do have all the yarn for that. I ended up buying the pattern on Etsy because this was the cutest one I could find. So I'm going to make this pattern, but without the bonnet on it. I'm just going to make the goose. She doesn't want the bonnet. The next plushie in this order is a bunny, and then she also wants a little mouse. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to buy the bunny yarn. I'm not sure about the mouse yet. I'm still waiting on like a style that she wants, so I have to wait for that to figure out what kind of yarn I need to buy for the mouse. So for now, we're going to start on the goose because I think that's going to be one of the more intensive patterns. I'm not a huge plushie maker, so I want to maybe spread the plushies out a little bit more. Maybe do a plushie and then go into like the pot holders and then do another plushie and kind of stagger them a little bit. So, but we'll see. Those are just kind of preliminary plans right now. I'm just going to work through these custom orders kind of intuitively, other than the one that I have a deadline for. I'm gonna get all of my supplies out for the goose and get them ready to start on that. Slight change of plans already. I am starting with the mouse first because when I messaged them, they told me that they needed the mouse by March 9th now. Goose and bunny don't need to be done until Easter or right before Easter, but she wants the mouse before March 9th. So I'm going to start with the little mouse. And I'm going to be using this paid pattern that I found on Etsy. I'm not going to be using fluffy yarn for this. I'm just going to be using regular weight 4 yarn because she doesn't want it to be too big. I'm just using this tan color that I already had. She said she wanted like a light brown mouse. She wanted a little purple dress for it, so I'm using this lilac lavender purple color. This is just stuff I already had. I'm pretty sure this is Big Twist and this is probably Red Heart. I don't know, it was just unlabeled stuff I already had. And then I'm using a size 4 hook for it. So I've been working on it for maybe like an hour now, and I have both of the little legs done. They're so cute. So now I'm going to start working on the body. It's almost 8:30 right now, so I'm not going to be working too much longer today. But for the day, I think we got quite a bit of progress. We got one whole item done and another in progress. So hopefully I can get some more progress on this and we'll be in good standing for tomorrow. All right, it's the next night. It's about 6:30ish. Today at work, I was working on the little mouse. Last night, I got the body done and then some of the head done. And then this morning, I finished that off. Today at work, I made the tutu and I embroidered the little feet. I'll put a light on it later. Right now, my lighting's really bad. So later, I'll put the ring light on and show you guys. But I did the little ballet slippers on her feet. And then I also have made the ears. They're so cute. And I've also made the arms to go on. So I made all the little pieces so that way I can stuff the head. I have to embroider the face on and then close up the head, and I'll just have to stitch on all the little pieces. I need to embroider the eyes instead of putting safety eyes in here because it is for a baby. So I want to make sure that nothing can come off and they can't choke on anything. So we're going to embroider the eyes and the face on this little mousey, which will be a little new for me. I embroidered faces but never eyes. We don't have much to do on this, and it's only been a day, so that's really good. We started this last night, so we've made really good progress. I'm hoping that most of this will be done tonight. I am going to work on closing up the head and stitching on the little limbs and stuff, and I'll leave the face for last. If I can at least get to that point to where all I have to do is embroider the face on, then I will be really happy with that. That way I can get the other 2 items done before March 9th maybe, and just give her her whole order around that time instead of waiting until Easter. And then we're ahead of schedule, so that's good. I'm going to just work on this little mousie tonight, watch some TV. I'm in my PJs and gonna eat dinner and stuff, and we'll see if we can finish her tonight. I'm back. It's the next day. It's now Wednesday. Last night I finished up pretty late, but I finished the mouse. Here she is in the ring light now. You can see her little ballet slippers. Tutu is removable, which is pretty cool, but I tied it pretty tight so that way hopefully it won't come off. I'll link this pattern down below. It was so easy to follow and it's super cute, and you get a mermaid tail modification as well. I'm still like, I don't know how to feel about the eyes yet. I haven't decided yet. I'm gonna get some opinions from like my moms and stuff, see what they think about it, but overall I think it's super cute. I think it's exactly what she wanted. I was originally gonna use fluffy, like bulky weight yarn, but it was going to turn out way too big. She just wanted a little small mouse, so using the 4 weight yarn really helped. I probably next time would have sized down my hook just a little bit, maybe like half a size or maybe 1 hook size, just because the holes are a little bit big and you can kind of see the stuffing coming through a little bit, but it's not terrible. Like, it's not, I didn't have to redo it. It's okay, it's passable. But yeah, I think it's so cute. It's February 18th and she didn't need this until March 9th. So I have time to hopefully get the other 2 items in this order done before March 9th. So that way I can get it to her early, and that's another thing off my list. So now we have 2 out of 20 items in our custom order list done. So that feels really good. I was gonna start the golf club covers for the order that goes with the mermaid beanie, but I need measurements for the golf club covers and I didn't have them with me. I asked the customer to send me the measurements for each cover, but they decided that they just wanted to drop it off to me, and so I'm gonna have them here with me to be able to like make it pretty custom fit, which is nice. So I'm waiting on those. They're gonna drop them off tonight. I'll probably end up starting on those tomorrow because I do want to like stagger them a little bit, just because I know I'm gonna get burnt out on making the same thing over and over 5 times, especially with the size that they are. But anyways, I took the goose today with me to work on. So far I have the wings. I made the feet, which are now working into the body. I think I might have to take these out only because I think I stitched them closed incorrectly, and so now they're kind of crooked. It shouldn't be too much of a detour. And then this same round, you're attaching the little tail. So I have the tail made and ready to go. I'm pretty far for just a few hours, not even a few hours, like an hour and a half of progress. So if I can get most of this done tonight and then finish it tomorrow, I will be in a good place. Once again, I'm just going to be sitting on the couch and putting in some work on this little goose. I'm done crocheting for the night. This is where I got with the goose. Kind of looks a little creepy with his neck like that, but the whole body is done. And I have most of the head done. I think I have like 3 or 4 more rows, and then I just have to sew them together and embroider the face on. So hopefully we can finish this tomorrow. Guys, I'm embarrassed to say it has been 2.5 weeks since we last spoke. But I have a good reason, because I was sick for a whole week. I was in bed for 4 days, and then the week after I finally felt okay enough to go to work, I was still sick, and I'm still fighting some symptoms. My ear is still super plugged and I still have a cough. So it's been a fun 2.5 weeks, but I'm back and ready to end this video. I don't have much more to say, but I am going to update you on the projects that we worked on in this video, and then you will just have to catch up on the new custom orders that I've made since then in part 2, which I'll be posting next week. So the custom order that we were working on in this video was the 3-item order with the goose, the mouse, and the little bunny plushie. I was almost done with the goose in the last clip, and I ended up finishing it the next day. I just didn't film. So here is the goose. She doesn't want the bonnet on it, so he is done and ready to go. He has a little fluffy tail, and I embroidered the eyes so that way the safety eyes aren't a choking hazard for the baby. If you want to see more behind the scenes on me making this goose, I did make a part 1 and part 2 short on my channel, so you can go and check that out as well. I have more footage of me actually making him and putting him together. But yeah, this goose turned out so cute. I also have a small update for the little mouse, because I wasn't too sure on the eyes that I had embroidered originally. And then I embroidered another set of eyes, which I'll put a little picture here, but they were way too big and I didn't like how they looked. So I sat on it for a few days, and then I ended up just fixing the eyes while I was down sick, because it was something easy to do, but I couldn't stand how they looked. So I went ahead and made French knots for the eyes. Instead of just embroidering freehand eyes, I did the French knots. So I really like how it turned out. They're kind of small, but I think it looks way better than what I had before. Looks a little bit more natural, but yeah, the little mousy is so cute. The last item in this order is the little bunny, and I think I made this in 2 days. This is how the bunny turned out. It turned out a lot smaller than I expected, especially with this chunkier yarn. I kind of expected it to be a little bit closer to the goose size, but I love how the face turned out. I did French knots for the eyes as well on this one, but I made them a little bit bigger, and I love how the little nose turned out. It's super cute. And it's really soft, and I love how floppy the little ears turned out. I will be linking this pattern down below. It's free and it's really easy to follow. I had no issues with it, and it was really quick and easy. I was also working on part of another order, and that was the camo golf club covers. So I was waiting for her to drop off her original golf club covers so I can see what the measurements were, and then I went ahead and took all the measurements of each one and wrote it down. Kind of just moseyed my way on through them because I didn't want to do them all at once. I knew I would get burnt out on them, so I fit them in between making the plushies and then also some pot holders as well. So I made 5 golf club covers, and they're in the camo yarn. This actually didn't take as much yarn as I expected either. I didn't even go through a full skein of that camo yarn that I had to order. I have 5 different sizes, and it kind of just, they fit into each other like nesting eggs, and it's so cute. I think they turned out really good, and I think she'll be happy with it. She didn't like her original cover, so I think anything will be better, especially since they're handmade. I think they're gonna look really cute when she's out on the golf course. I was also working on a third order at the same time because it was just 4 pot holders, and so they're really easy and simple, mindless work. And so while I wasn't feeling good, it was an easy project to pick up, put down, because I didn't feel good enough to crochet for too long. But so I have 3 pot holders out of 4 done. I made the navy blue, the orange, and then tan. For this order, I just have 1 more, and it's going to be in this green color, which I think is going to go really good with the other 3 colors that I chose. And then I just have to weave in my ends on these, which is super easy and it should be done quickly. The other thing that goes with the golf club covers are 5 gun barrel slips to protect the end of a shotgun and pistol. Yeah. And sorry, I don't know nothing about it. I just made what I was asked to make. But this is the original little slip thing. I guess it goes on like that, and then it protects the end of the gun. She wanted the covers to be an inch longer than this, and then she wanted 2 of them to be a 1/2 inch wider. I just constructed a rectangle at the bottom, and then I decreased on either end all the way up until I got the length that I wanted. I am going to line the inside of these so that way whenever she puts it in there, it doesn't come through any of the holes and it doesn't like stretch out as much. Plus they'll be a little bit sturdier. Once I line them, I'm going to stitch up this edge and then the bottom edge, and it'll be its own little slip. I think it's going to turn out super cute. I just have to weave in the ends. Today I'm going to get the fabric cut out and glued on, and then I'm going to get these stitched up tomorrow so that way they are ready for her to be picked up. Today is March 8th, so I am taking the plushies to my cousin today. So those will be off of my list, and then once I finish these gun covers, that's another order that's completely done. I just have the one pot holder to finish that order. So we are getting through. Even though we're in March already, I am still like impressed with how I move through these custom orders. But we're not done yet. We did get another custom order, so you'll have to watch part 2 next week, where I'm going to finish up the custom orders I have in progress now, and I have a few more that I need to start. So we are going to be doing that. Plus, we also have to market prep because I have a market on the 28th. So I have 20 days until that market, so I need to get prepped for that. Other than that, if you made it to the end of the video, I really appreciate it. I'm sorry it has been a little bit of a delay, but you know, things happen and my immune system is not the best right now. If you did like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more content from me in the future. Like I said, we're going to have a part 2 to our custom orders next week, I promise. But for now, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!